All right, I'm gonna play an audio for you, and then we'll take it from there. I want to see what your thoughts are about this audio. If you can recognize the voice in the audio, let me know in the comments area in the chat. Oh,
Hello?
I'm not to reveal already now.
Hello?
But let's just play the audio.
Who's calling with the private number?
Hello? Okay, yes, I was on the line. You said you are, try to pick up the line. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I want to know who I'm talking to.
Well, I'm not calling from Zimbabwe. I'm calling from outside Zimbabwe. Okay?
Where are you calling from?
Okay, you will know better and you would like to hear this voice.
This is the Nigerian Preacher TV Joshua. This is the Nigerian Preacher TV Joshua.
I'm doing okay. But I don't feel comfortable talking
Oh,
to you
yes.
at least I don't know your name.
You'll be very, very happy when I mention my name. You'll be very happy, but initially I will not mention my name. But let's talk. And when I continue talking, you'll be very happy. Don't drop on me, because, it's better for you.
You know why I'm dropping off?
Just to hear the voice.
The reason I'm dropping off is because I don't know. I'm not comfortable talking to someone that I don't know.
You'll be very, very happy to hear my name. I want to mention my name. Don't worry.
Tell me your name.
How are you?
Should I tell you your name?
Huh?
Should I tell you your name?
Tell me my name.
You want to know your name?
You're lovely. No, I'm not saying that. You know my name. Tell me my name.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me your story.
My son mentioned a few things concerning you, and I said I will personally call you. Okay? You should know my son I'm talking about. You should know my son.
I'm talking to you.
From Nigeria. Okay? You know my son in your country.
Prophet Magaya, yeah, I do.
Okay, you know his father, spiritual father.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
I want to invite you to Nigeria.
What's there for me?
I will pay your ticket. I will do everything for you to come and see this, okay?
No.
Salvation is very important.
What's
so
there for me in Nigeria that I should come and see you? What's there in Nigeria that I should come and see you?
You say what?
I'm asking you what's there for me in Nigeria. Like you think I should come there for what?
I say you come. Yeah, only you are invited. I'm not just want to meet only you, not only with you. I will not invite him. I just want to see you. So we talk, okay?
Are we not fighting already? Are we not fighting already?
You say what?
Are we not fighting already?
Don't worry. I will pay your flight ticket. It's not about anything. Just don't come. You say you know my name. I don't need to mention my name again. Okay?
No, you just have to tell me your name.
You know
what if it's not you? What if it's not you?
Huh?
What if it's not you?
I can't hear what you're saying.
I'm saying, what if it's not you, the person I think I'm talking to?
You still not know my name. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I will arrange for your ticket. So I will send my number so that I will ask them to buy you ticket, okay?
You're not saying anything. You refused to tell me, and now you're telling me that you want me there in Nigeria. What?
You saw what?
I'm saying you refused with your name, and then you're saying that you want to buy me. You're saying that you want to buy me a ticket to come to Nigeria to see who.
But you say you know who is talking to you. You know, don't pretend. You know.
You are laughing. Your name.
You are laughing. You are laughing. You know. I will not mention that name. The name is too big. Don't worry.
Oh, your name is too big.
The Nigeria has no other spiritual father in Nigeria than the person you know. Okay? And often you watch Emmanuel TV and you listen to the voice. What else again? If you hear, if I say Emmanuel TV, what else again? What name do you want to hear?
Prophet Emmanuel. Like
Okay,
TB
I'm
Joshua.
Emmanuel.
Prophet TB
Yes,
Joshua.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
What's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on? Like the reason why you
So-
really called me, like what do we have to talk about, and what's the reason why I should come to Nigeria to see you?
So when are you coming? That is the question. When are you coming?
I don't think I have to reply to that if I don't know the reason I'm coming, like for.
So I will make sure I will get you tickets so that you can come. I will arrange someone to meet you to get you tickets to come to Nigeria. Okay? So maybe when she meets you, we can discuss when you'll be coming. But very soon, because I will soon be travel. So very soon. Okay?
Awesome.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you.
Okay, it was with TB Joshua.
Thank you. So the person will be meeting you to discuss with you how to get your ticket. Okay?
Okay.
Are you happy now?
I'm not really happy because there are things that's going on. It's strange to receive
You
calls
have-
from you while he's there at the
Thank you.
same time. Even if he's there, he doesn't even call, but you are calling. You want to see me, he doesn't want to see me.
Okay. Thank you for being happy to hear my call. Okay, tell me if you're happy. Just tell me a way. If you're happy
Do
to
you
hear a
think
word from a man.
Do you
A
think I'm
man
happy?
from. You say what?
Do you think I'm happy?
Okay, tell me if you're happy. So I can't wait to see you. Okay. Someone will come to you to get your ticket. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna play this second video, second audio in a second, but this comment from Mo Fresh is quite interesting because I actually heard this audio more than a year ago, personally too. Probably going on 3 years. You know, I've heard this audio before too, and it was named after TB Joshua, Prophet TB Joshua, just at that time as well. It was a leaked audio at that time. I forgot. I don't know if it's Sahara Reporters or some other platform like that released it. That, you know, he was trying to. This is a person that had been a victim, but the person is trying to speak up. But allegedly, this person is trying to speak up and he was trying to bribe this person. This person had already been in Nigeria before, but the tone doesn't also say that. It also sounds like he's trying to bring this person in for the first time, but this person knew another person who was her spiritual father. The spiritual father thing. This spiritual father thing. But listen. It just sounds like an aristo trying to pick up a girl. Of course, it sounds like a pastor. There are many pastors that are aristos. Don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing. Shout out to the bunch. But but I've heard this audio from more than a year ago, potentially around 3 years ago or so. And this audio was also tagged on to the name of TB Joshua at the time. But I better say it doesn't sound. TB Joshua doesn't sound this fluent. This person that I just spoke to, that I just heard, does not sound fluent. So, I mean, I guess depends on how you're seeing it. Owaye he sounds like a prey. This man, I don't know if he's emo, allegedly no, but somebody else on another stream that was happening just before we got on the show, they were playing this audio. This person said he's been. The person said he's been an investigative journalist. He actually claimed the rights to this audio, that he was the one who was investigating him when this audio came out. Okay, so this was him. This was part of this person's work. The same person also claimed the right to what's his name? Ubat. This person about to play his audio Ubat Angel, something like that. Let me show you his picture so you can know who we're talking about, right? Ubat Angel is another pastor in Africa that is going viral everywhere. He's going viral everywhere. Let me show you. You guys might know who we're talking about. Young man, maybe between his 30s and his 40s, but he's very, very popular in Africa. You guys know who Ubat Angel is? This guy right here. Let me see if I can share that really quickly. This guy right here. You guys know what this is? All right, but apparently he was defending TB Joshua as well, which again, if you truly believe that, you believe TB Joshua, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's belief, that's not investigation, and that's not a good way to answer the allegation. Sometimes you just shut up if you don't know what you're defending, But yes, that's Ubat Angel, and that's the person about to play the audio for you right now, and then we'll take it from there. Let's see. I'm gonna play the audio.
People that are accusing me in Britain. Okay, let's just be real, right? You are there, I'm here. If somebody's looking for girlfriends for somebody, as they claim, what crime is it? What crime is that? You see, moral failure is not a crime. I'm dealing with the law here. Moral failure is not a crime. So
he said moral failure is not a crime. That is a fact, but that's not the issue. Imagine a pastor, a prophet saying moral failure is not a crime. I just want you to process that, Like, I'm not asking pastors and prophets to be morally upright all the time, but them saying it out loud is another level entirely. Well, out loud, it is out loud if you're on a phone. If you're on a phone, you're having a conversation with the person on the phone, you have no idea if they're recording on the other end. That is weird. Anyway, let's continue.
So, you see, and remember, I come from Masingo. We always say this, don't cry more than the bereaved. All right? I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yeah,
don't cry more than the bereaved. If your sister that talks to my wife, if the husband dies and you go to the funeral and you see another woman coming and crying more than your sister, you have the right to ask, why are you crying more than my sister? Did you know this guy who is dead? You see, you can't.
It's talking about you activist people. He's saying, why do you think you have the right to cry more than my wife? That is a hell of a question, don't you think? Right? Let's continue.
Cry more than my wife. Beverly is quiet and you are talking. I don't know if you are hearing what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
This is the longest I've been on any phone call, even trying to do a voice phone call.
And you're running your mouth.
I don't really feel the need to protect myself from a lie. I don't. I really don't. I don't need to respond to it. If they want to respond to it, if the media insists this is a lie, this is not hard evidence, that media should. I can sue him in Britain. And the people that are accusing me in Britain, okay, let's just be real, right? You are there, I'm here. If somebody's looking for girlfriends for somebody, as they claim, what crime is it? What crime is that?
When you say what crime is it, you're basically admitting that you did whatever they're accusing you of. Your only argument now is that it is not a crime. But you're admitting that whatever it is they're talking about, I don't know what it was. Maybe he cheated. I think somebody said Al Jazeera actually outed him as a corrupt, bribe collecting fake miracles doing Chalanta last year. He was working for the president, see? So whatever it is they were accusing you of, you're basically saying that you agree that you did it, but you're also saying it is not a crime. Catch me if you can, right? Or more, this life, Africans.
You see, moral failure is not a crime.
He
I'm
repeated
dealing with
it.
the law here. Moral failure is not a crime.
It's not dealing with your religion. He's saying, I'm dealing with the law. There you have it. Okay. Allegedly, that's Hubert Angel. Okay. Let's continue.
So you see, and remember, I come from Masingo. We always say this, don't cry more than the bereaved. All right?
Cry more than the bereaved.
Yeah, don't cry more than the bereaved. If your sister that
not the
comes to my
football
wife,
match.
if
Not
the
football
husband
match.
dies and you go to the funeral and you see
I need to go check out that
another
video.
woman coming and crying more than your sister. You have the right to ask, why are you crying more than my sister? Did you know this guy who is dead? You see, you can't cry more than my wife. Beverly is quiet and you are talking. I don't know.
You know why that person kept saying They're basically like, yeah, keep admitting to. The reason why they're doing this is because they know they can't really sue you from a criminal law standpoint or civil law, but they kind of need you to admit to these moral failures. Are you paying attention? Spiritual daughters, are you paying attention?
I'm sure you are hearing what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This is the longest I've been on any phone call, even trying to do a voice phone call. I don't really feel the need to protect myself from a lie. I really don't.
It doesn't feel the need to protect himself
so quickly here.
from
This
a
is
moral
the-
lie. This is the guy right here.
this-
This is the guy who did the investigation. But I took that screenshot. I was like, you know what? I have to play this. But it's interesting. Again, I don't have any proof of anything here. We're just creating content. We're extracting lessons, right? I don't have any proof of anything. I don't. I just want you to make up your own mind and what you think is going on. All right. So with that being said, there's a question that we have that we're going to ask, that we're going to try to see if we can answer on this video. I think Synagogue Church of God or Church of All Nations, Squan. Okay, have you ever noticed that Squan does not have the name God in it? Synagogue Church of All Nations. It just has church in it. Anyway, I'm not saying anything about that, but anyway, they released a video from their archives, apparently proving that Ajoke is not Joshua's daughter. The keyword phrase here is Joshua's daughter. It's kind of related to what we were saying about Mubad earlier on, but I want you to watch this video and then we'll take it from there. We are reacting to the video within the fair use guidelines. So let's just I'm gonna I put it on fast, because this it says 27 minutes. I'm not sure if I can get through all that, but let me just put it on 1.5 speed and see if we can. But I'll put it on 1 first and then I'll increase it later on, because I want Brother Ben to hear his voice with his face on it, if this sound fluent enough or even close to the audio you heard earlier on. I don't have a say on it. I just want you to listen to it, and then we'll take it from there. Let's go for it.
I think I will begin to introduce the Ajoke here to you. Ajoke, stand up. So that you can come together, see what you can do, your prayer, and help, okay? Which little way. Before now, I thought it's a thing that I can call her in the office, and but I think there's need. It's such a surprise thing. I know many of you might have known. She has that, what we call, influence on the people. And it doesn't influence little people, BB people that matter. Let me just take it in a brief. To the extent that a month ago, I have to call the Commissioner of Police. They should trace his file. And they brought the file to me. And I said, letter.
So let me pause there for a second, right? Does that sound like the same person on the audio? If you think that person sounds like the same person on the phone audio earlier on, put a 1 in the chat. If you think no, it doesn't sound like it, put a 2 in the chat. But right about now, I will fast it forward. I just want you to hear his voice and see if it sounds like the same person. But that's clearly the person we're looking at right now is clearly Prophet TB Joshua. So the late Prophet TB Joshua. So let's continue here. I'm going to fast it forward now so we can get through a lot of it. Okay, let's see.
I expect that I should return him, and I hold on the letter. I will show you the letter now, because they too feel for me that so much I've given to this one. No, they should put him where she belongs. In the British school, there's a letter there from the school, which this girl stole money. Can you bring the letter? Let us see, one by one. Come on. Open the letter one by one. Look at for the letter. This is his letter that he agreed that he stole it. Okay. Give me the mic.
So this one says, letter of plea. I, Ajoke Joshua, is hereby admitting that I stole the sum of 41,000 CFA francs from... This was a very criminal act, and also something that should have never been done at all in the first place. I was tempted by the money, and I do not have any idea of what prompted me to do this. I am so sorry, and I promise that in my whole entire life, this will never happen again. Please do not suspend me. I am sincerely sorry. Ajoke, God's will, Joshua.
Let's more other letter there. Apart from that, you come on.
Now this video, let me see here, make sure I'm not muted. Okay, good. This video is designed, it's a video, they called it exclusive video evidence that Ajoke is not TB Joshua's daughter. The name on that document says Joshua. Okay, I want you to pay attention to that. Okay, the name on the document says Joshua. And then this channel that I'm playing for is called Watch TB Joshua. If you want to see the whole video later on, you can go watch it from there. It was released 8 hours ago. It has 134,000 views right now. Okay, and you could look in the comments. You could tell that these are all people that are supporters of TB Joshua. You see things like the truth have been defeating lies, and the truth will always defeat lies. Thank you, Jesus. Your name reign forever with purity. Another person says, thank you, Jesus. Nothing can separate me from the love of God. TB Joshua is a real man of God. We love you, Prophet TB Joshua, a man who was led by the Holy Spirit. Everything was transparent and well documented. I never for once doubted the man of God. So you see a lot of displaced people. In addition to that, the Daddy Geo of the church that I actually attend, Baba Biara, actually said something similar. You know, there's a video I saw earlier of him saying this is a real man of God too. All right, so just so you know, that's the church that I attend. You know, so we don't take sides here. We're just trying to see something. Let's just see something. You know, let me continue here. Right, so they read that letter. That girl wrote a letter and said she doesn't want to steal anymore. She's admitting to stealing from the school of British school, blah blah blah. But the name is signed Ajoke Godwill Joshua. All right, so but this is a video that's supposed to prove that Ajoke is not TB Joshua's daughter. Let's continue.
This one says, Ajoke, God's will, Joshua. Dear school board, this is Ajoke, God's will, Joshua, writing to you again. I just want to say that I'm sorry in sincerity and humility of mind. Please find a place in your heart to forgive me. I would like to plead my case to be treated calmly. I would please like my case to be treated calmly, although I know that I pulled myself into this drowning mud. Kindly forgive me and do not let my parents know about this.
It's a different one.
It says, to Prophet TB Joshua, the synagogue, Lagos. We wish to bring to your notice formally this incident.
All right, so there's a letter here, and the other letter he just finished writing said, please kindly forgive me and do not let my parents know. The question you should have at the back of your heart right now is that who are the parents? Right? Please kindly forgive me. Remember this video that was released that a bunch of people are celebrating right now on the internet. About 130,000 people have watched this video. Remember that a bunch of them, they are happy that this is finally proof that this girl is not TB Joshua's daughter. This has a lot to do with our culture. This has a lot to do with everything we were saying earlier on. Okay, the parent, this, I guess this British school, I guess they're addressing it to, I don't know if that's the parent, Prophet TB Joshua, but please do not let my parents know. And this young man, this Oyibo man, is still reading the letter. I just want you to pay attention to those kind of things. And then, Brother Ben, where did you go? Why are you running, Brother Ben? Don't run. Where are you, Brother Ben? Where's Brother Ben? Brother Ben.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
They have answered you in the chat, Brother Ben. I didn't get your answer, Brother Ben. They said one, they believe it's the same voice. It's just a belief. We don't know if it's the same voice. Just a belief. It's okay. But Ben, come on, put your 2 here. Make I see your 2. I beg you. Put your 2 fast. Anyway, let's continue the video.
Of theft perpetrated by Ajoke Godswill Joshua here in school. The school management has dealt with it by giving her a suspension and consequently her being put in isolation. It is a 3 school days suspension and she is allowed no visitors except her house parents or form tutor who will give her some classwork to do. We wish to assure you of our desire to keep her in school and to help her in various ways to reform and change her for the better. We are of the opinion that taking her out of the school to another place could rather compound the situation and allow this habit to go on. But being in one place, getting the needed help from counselors, both spiritual and temporal, would be a great extent about the needed results. We acknowledge the fear you have of your name being tarnished, but this we assure you once again, it is being cautioned and we would not allow it to spill over. We've spoken to your delegation and given them a copy of the letter of plea, as well as the statement of acceptance of wrongdoing written by her, which clearly indicates her being sorrowful for the situation she has created and her remorse for it. We will continue to support you in every way possible and be grateful for vice versa. God bless you. Gareth Jones on behalf of the academic team.
Listen to that.
Let's slow it down so we can hear Baba's voice a little bit. Everybody's saying one.
Listen to that.
Ajoke Godswill, an undertaking. This undertaking is to soberly express my grief concerning
That
the
is
recent...
the second undertaking in the same school.
Another undertaking.
Second undertaking. Don't worry.
Let's be frank. This man was highly charismatic. Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? He was. I mean, you see all those young people sitting in the room patiently listening to him. Let's continue. Everybody's saying one, oh, Brother Ben. Where's Brother Ben? Why are you running?
So after they wrote this letter to me, to them, because
Hey, baby.
nobody
How are you?
ever know, they thought
You okay?
it's my biological child.
What's the matter?
I now show
to mommy.
them
Tell mommy
the
to give
day
you cookies.
we found her. This is a letter from the police, from the government. When she was a baby, I took her to the police station and they were telling me, please, why can't
This
you
is the
take care of
proof.
this? Nobody will be able to take
This
her,
is the
adopt her.
proof. Adopt her. An abandoned baby, right, that was adopted.
Not from the police.
Listen.
To them, because nobody ever know, they thought it's my biological child.
Okay, Nigerians, listen to me carefully. Nigerians, listen to me carefully.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Nigerian Christians, listen to me carefully. Listen to me. Your adopted son or daughter is your daughter. Especially if they bear your name, your last name. Especially, I'm not talking about TB Joshua now. I'm talking about all the followers that are pulling out these proofs, okay? Especially if they had used your resource to raise this person. You raised this child. This is another good example where DNA is not needed. Because you use your own mouth to say you raised an abandoned daughter. The daughter is bearing your name. You sent them to British school. There's more than enough evidence of people saying you sent them. They travel with you, with your other children around the world. Nigerian Christians, get this in your oblongata. It's not biology that makes it a daughter or not. It's the relationship you've built with them over time. Let's continue.
I now show them the day we found her. This is a letter from the police, from the government. When she was a baby, I took her to the police station and they were telling me, please, why can't you take care of this? Nobody will be able to take care, adopt her. And I find this little, let her live with us.
This is a good point you just made, Marriott. It's public humiliation. Is part of what they use in a cult-like type organization. The more you talk and you try to defend this, you're going to continue to throw the legacy of this Baba under the bus. It's going to get worse and worse if you don't just leave it alone and just shut up. Leave it alone, jelly. If you like his legacy the way it is, it's tarnished small, a lot. But just stop making it worse. All of this is mindset issues. Mindset issues. Because basically this video is another proof that they do things like public humiliation to his own daughter. We don't care if it's biological or not. It's only you that care. The rest of the world, the reality of the world does not care if it's biological or not. They just don't. Why? How do I know? Because they don't really ask until the question comes up. Until the person himself is asking that question. They have doubts. There's issues with the relationships. With that relationship, that's why people ask for DNA test. And that's the only time it's valid, when there are issues with the relationship. If there's no issue in the relationship between the people who created the baby, it's a non-issue. Let's continue. They're throwing his legacy under the bus. They're not helping it.
And the video, when she was a baby, the very day, was recorded. Fanny, tell them what the teacher said. Maybe you follow them to school?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when you people show them the document?
Yes, sir. The whole board of teachers were there, and we played the video for them out. So they were very surprised because they said to themselves that how can the blood of man of God can be doing such thing in the school?
That is a stupid thing for them to say. Blood bitibawo. How can the blood? That sounds like if it's a British school for real, it's made up. That's a made up statement. But if they actually said that, they are just as stupid. I'm not saying anybody else is stupid, by the way. Biological or not biological, how does that vindicate Baba from all the... You see, they're not addressing the allegations. Again, they just keep throwing him under the bus more and more. Leave the issue alone. It's gone. If you're not going to do proper investigation into your organization, leave it alone. No shalaye. Nago shalaye tired.
We go explain because no evidence.
They were perplexed. But when they saw the video, they said, wow, now we understand why this lady is behaving like this. She's not part of Man of God's family.
She's behaving that way because that's the function of how she was raised, not the blood or DNA. Nigeria Christians, ignorance or power. Hey, Jesus. It's the way the baby was raised, a function of how they were raised, their personality, being a teenager, maybe a lot of other things beside blood and DNA. Are you saying people cannot behave alike like their father or their mother? They can. That's one out of about 2,000 other factors. This is not about TB Joshua, it's about you. This is a mindset issue. So now they're showing us a document of extract from some, I'm going to mute that. I don't know what kind of music that is. Details of entry. Abandoned child. Okay. I believe that this baby was abandoned and was adopted by TB Joshua. That's his daughter. You get it? That means that's his daughter. Let's pretend that I believe that the baby was abandoned and adopted by him. He's now bearing his name. That is the meaning of daughter. And then you see all of these people. See, now they're showing videos of the baby. The day Ajoke God's will was found. Now they are now actively trying to remove Joshua from the name. Her last name is Joshua. Oh my God.
I don't know anything.
It's terrible, man. So now they are now showcasing that, okay, oh, this is my daughter that I disowned. That's all you're doing. He disowned his daughter. That's all you're doing. You're not helping matters. Your sentiment is not reality. The world is moving in a certain type of direction, and if you don't move in that direction, you'll be left behind. You will throw yourself under the bus more. Not TB Joshua, because it's gone. That mindset will be translated to the other aspect of your life. Oh, my own child will never act that way. Your child is acting that way because you're a bad parent. Because that statement is enough to indicate that you're a bad parent. If you say things like, my child, did I give birth to this child and you are behaving this way? If you are reacting to your children that way, it is no wonder they continue to act that way. Because you think it's about blood and DNA. It's how you raise that child. That's 99% of the factors that turns out to be what you raised as a child. Remember, we covered the Ifeanyi story here, right? This is also all about parenting. If you point finger at that baby, you're pointing fingers at yourself. Parenting is a form of relationship building. So if they are acting funny in school, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Castigating them and then doing public humiliation, if that's your solution, it's no wonder why you created that type of child. You've always tried to use shame. You're using shame as a strategy and a tactic, and it's backfired, and the only answer you have is still you, which is, let's just disown the child. And that man is gone, and you're still subscribing to it, and you're still trying to thank Jesus. Lies can never. So it's a lie. Is it a lie? Are you saying this video is a lie? You can see TB Joshua standing there looking at this baby. Well, some of the disciples that are speaking against him today, they said he fell in love with the child. The way he's standing here sounds like he was quite engaged with the child. And I'm glad he did what he did. But he did a terrible job raising a generation of people who call themselves Christians that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Why? Because he used the same method. He fed them with miracles and signs and wonders. He did not give them any kind of self-development. No wisdom, nothing. It's just all about miracles and Jesus and signs and wonders. Blank, empty. Even the Bible, they don't know how to interpret properly. That's what he raised. That's the generation he raised. Let me. I think they're talking now a little bit again.
To Prophet TB Joshua, Synagogue Church of All Nations, Ikotun Egbe, Lagos State. Sir,
let's see what they're
the
talking
release
about.
of an opinion.
Her name, Ajoke, has been a terrible thing. Since over 1 year now, Ajoke has been a terrible thing. 3 weeks now, they want to take her back to the orphanage home. But they have taken her name, the photocopy of document they have taken.
That's manipulation. They can't take her back to the orphanage home after you've adopted her and she's almost a grown, full-blown woman. That's manipulation, and it's only a certain types of people that will fall for that. What do you mean take her back to the orphanage home? It's your child. Jesus Christ. Who is Chibuzo? I don't know who that person is. I'm not really following as close as some of you guys, by the way. Rena, how you doing? They are targeting this young woman who is trying to find her way in life. Damage control gone wrong. Absolutely. Baba is her Baba is her father biological or not, please. He adopted her at the end of story. That's how it works in the real world. In your brain, I get it. You have the sentiments. If it's not my blood, it's not my blood. But that's a lie, actually, at the end of the day. If you adopted that child, the truth is that that's your daughter, especially if they become a full-blown person. You can't just change your mind because I raised a bad child, so it's no longer my child. That's not how that works. That's a lie.
Abba, you lie. Sabi lie.
That's not how that works. Let's continue.
Show you the letter.
Another letter. These are letters that prove nothing at this point.
Office of the Divisional Police Officer, the Nigerian Police, Idimu Division, Lagos State. Details of entry. Abandoned child. Mr. O.B. Salami M. of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Ikotun Egbe, came to the station and reported that today, 12th of the 5th, 19...
It just says extract from diary. We don't know the source, but even if it's true, it does not prove anything. It does not prove that that's not his daughter. If anything, this video has proven that that is his daughter.
95 at about 3:35 in the afternoon. While in the above church, his attention was drawn to...
They just continue to try to prove that... They continue to prove that it's not biological daughter. Okay, granted, it's not. It doesn't matter. She's a grown woman now. What is she, like 28 now? It doesn't even matter. We don't care. But that's his daughter. And there was nowhere in that BBC documentary, correct me if I'm wrong, where they said a biological daughter. They might have questioned it, but they didn't make a declaration that's his biological daughter. They said that's his daughter because that's her name. Ajoke Joshua, with evidence from the man's mouth that that's his daughter. Now, how's that? For too much shalaye?
If not, Ajoke is a blessing to my life. Why? If not because I met this lady, I would have adopted 1 million of them. Very. They will never be grateful to whatever you...
He's saying adopted children will never be grateful to whatever you do for them.
Do you know what happened now?
She was a baby when you adopted her. What kind of gratitude are you looking for exactly? I'm not sure. That you raised her? That you chose to not leave her in the orphanage home?
It's now destroying the disciple here. You don't know what's the name of this boy?
She's destroying disciples in the house. You know what that means, right?
Loise coming from Ghana that he has to be...
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Decided to go, sir. He was worried to go because Ajoke has destroyed him.
He wanted, there's a young man that wanted to leave as a disciple. But Ajoke destroyed the person. Ajoke had a crush on the young man. That's how she destroyed him. And now the young man left. And now they're going to put that young man on the phone. And that one too is saying, oh, you know, I'm going to play for you.
He cannot say no to Ajoke. He doesn't know. Show them the diary.
He cannot say no to Ajoke. Ajoke has that thing.
She also sent a text message to Loisin saying that she wants to marry him. She cannot sleep without him. She wants to have an affection. She always wants to have a romance with him. She wants to kiss him. That no matter what daddy says, she's ready to die for the boy.
The boy has left now. Can you call the boy on the phone and let them put it in the
The boy has left now.
So listen to the boy. Hello? 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 Is that Lois?
Lawson.
Okay.
I'm going to fast forward.
Okay, read. What's there? What is in the paper there?
Tomorrow is Loisin's birthday, and trust me, I miss him a lot. My heart feels so sore, and I can't even sleep. I can't think straight. This feeling is really different. He is someone whose presence determines happiness to me. When I talk of presence, I mean relationship.
Okay, sorry.
So she had a crush on the boy. That's how she destroyed the boy. That's what y'all call destroying the boy. Is that where it is? Just tell me yes, yes, yes. I know how they feel because I was grown up in churches like that. But they always end up impregnating each other anyway. So, but let's leave that to side, you know. But these are the issues.
So this is the whole book about Loisy. Look, the whole book. You know Loisy?
So she had a, what they call this kind of book. You know, little books, diaries, journals that young girls, teenage girls might keep to talk about how they have crush on people. You see something like that, what you should have is a conversation with your baby girl. Because now they're becoming an adult. That's what that means. But But of course, if you end up in a TB Joshua camp somewhere, you're destroying the boy. Because it's not really your blood anyway. Your blood will never behave that way. Ha. Oloma de kusuru. Hey, Jesus Christ. It's crazy, 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 crazy. This is what you are dealing with a backward mindset. I'm not even going to blame TB Joshua for that. I'm going to blame you if you're supporting TB Joshua right now for that. Okay? See, mindset. How do you think this type of mindset affects adopted children, people? Makes them feel as if they don't belong when you say things like they will never appreciate. Steve Jobs was adopted. Some of the greatest names you've ever heard in the history of mankind were once upon a time. I mean, you guys saw the story of Kirk Franklin not too long ago. They were playing and dancing to Kirk Franklin here the other day. They had no idea what kind of story created that man. No, you can't blame it on TB Joshua. You have to blame yourself for not reading books. You have to blame yourself for that part. Makes them feel as if they don't belong. The same type of placeholder, like some type of placeholder or decoration, disgusting mindset. Toby said, I remember a video you played where Bisola said a woman came years later to ask about the child and claimed the baby was made with the prophet. Yeah, that's what I said. I was going to get there. Thanks for reminding me. That's why I said, let's just assume that it's not really your biological dad. It doesn't matter. Once you admit you adopted the child, that is as valid a daughter as they come. It's a backward. I understand our parents might think something else, but that's your fault if you live in 2024 and you don't understand that that is a wrong mindset. That is your fault. Okay? That's part of your social skills. Regardless, it sounds like he's regretting adopting her. That's his fault. You raised that grown person. That's probably his way of scolding his daughter. But so these people are going to dig up this video as a proof. They're doing shalaye and they're throwing him under the bus. They're making it worse. Shout out to Osaru Gwe, Ojo. Shout out to you. So what is a stupid teenage crush? That's all it is. Reprimanding a child in his humiliating manner will only make her resentful. Who adopts a child and slams it in their face every time they... What's the love? Shout out to you, Millie. It's crazy. It only gets worse. They think it's only going to get worse. The more you do shalaye, the worse it's going to get. You should look at that video that BBC went and go back and retrieve all the lessons in it. The lessons is not that your daddy Gio is guilty. That one will require an investigation, and I'm not sure they can investigate the person that's passed on. So it really doesn't matter. What you should be looking for is the lessons in that video. Not looking for ways to exonerate a person that's no longer here. You will make his legacy, you will make it worse. As you can see right now.
We finally withdrew this girl because of her daughter. That was final. After, okay, tell us, were you in the school then? Don't the daughter?
Suddenly, she just became very, very close to his daughter, and the things spark up uproar in the house. Even the housemates were saying, "Is this a relationship or what?" They were very close. They move around together, talk together. They even find them in the room and closer together. And people started asking us that, "What kind of thing is going on?" Even teachers started suspecting a relationship.
4 days ago, when the police came, they want to take her back to the orphanage home because it's their home. I decided, I said, please.
Terrible.
I want her.
So again, you just admitted again, you readopted her the second time after you raised her to be a full-blown teenager. You just readmitted it again that that's your daughter. You said, please, again.
I have made all effort to change her. When I showed them this document, they said, man of God, it's only you that can do this thing.
There are tons of people doing that around the world. They actually have done a good job at raising the person, and they will never throw it in their face. In fact, one of the biggest hurdle for them to cross is at some point they have to let the baby know you were adopted. Right? You guys saw the Kerry Washington story recently, where she revealed to the public that for the first time that her father is not her biological father. The person people thought was her father for a long time. They talked about it for 2 days. It was over because it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Nigeria, you go collect. Nigerian Christians, you will collect. In fact, for this one right now, there's no way I'm not. Listen, equal opportunity.
Sorry.
We gotta get it together. We have to get it together. It's bad. This ignorance level is too much.
They are very bitter now. Like the new commissioner of police that is there now is very bitter.
Why?
Very, very bitter.
Why? Tell us.
He said he want our own daughter to go to the British school. He could not afford it.
They are the same now. There's terrible parenting skills all over the place. Say we don't know any. They're all the same. That daughter that you raised that was not your blood and she's not thankful. Did she send you? This is the point where they ask you, they will ask you, did I send you? You should have left me on the streets or given me to police. You know why? Because that's how the brain works. You're not going to throw that at an adopted child all the time. At some point, they'll push back. They'll be like, well, if you pick me up, you pick me up. That's why she doesn't know her mother. If she doesn't know her mother, and imagine how she was treated as a second-class citizen in that family for so long. What do you expect? What do you expect in terms of behavior from a teenager that always felt like a second-class citizen? Do you think this is the first time he's saying this kind of thing? We're talking about parenting now. That's what we're talking about. If you adopt a child and they start to feel like second-class citizen, they end up being the disciple. The rest of the children are living in the house with Mama Evelyn. What are your expectations? Your expectations are off. They're unrealistic. Because I guarantee you it's not the first time he's saying this. I would bet my monthly livelihood on it. They're going to dig out another video of doing the same thing just to prove that Ajoke is not legitimate. And they will continue to throw the Baba Gio who has passed on under the bus, his legacy.
When I now say 3 times I pay money and the money waste, he say, wow. I should release her, let her go there. Go there. So this is the letter of release. I decided to keep the letter with me. And I showed her. She was crying. But suddenly now, last week, of recent, what used to happen in the female room, the stealing money. Anu, I think he confessed is, Anu, he confessed.
Yes, sir. That then she was going to a school here in Lagos, a very close school at Ikotun here. So she went to where my money was 20,000, and she took it to school. Within 2 days, the money was finished in school. So it was Florence that came and said the way she was spending money. Look at a small boy and tell the boy, if you barb your hair, I'll pay you 2,000. And the boy went to barb his hair and Ajoke paid 2,000.
Okay, you followed them to school. But he confessed he's the one.
He confessed that she's the one.
He confessed she's the one. That is not confession. But I'll just leave it for the English students. How did he confessed she's the one? What does that mean? I don't understand it. Okay, I guess the Lawson guy, the boyfriend. But this is one of the tactics that were alleged. They used this tactic to punish people. They report themselves. If you listen to the podcast, they have a podcast 9-episode version of what you saw on BBC Now with some more information, right? One of the tactics they use is that they will make them report each other against themselves. You just saw one of them. Again, they are throwing themselves under the bus. The more you talk, the more you tell on yourself. If you don't do Atunche, if you don't fix it, all right, you're gonna tell on yourself. Disgrace and conquer. Yeah, divide, disgrace. That's his tactic exactly. He's actually humiliating her in front of everyone. Yep, that's what he does. That's what he's doing. That entire meeting is even wrong in every level. More fresh. Even if she did all this, is this how you effectively communicate with a child making wrong moves? What happened to a one-to-one conversation? If your children is stealing, if they're stealing their line, you want to be careful with anything that look like humiliation or humiliating them among themselves. You want to be careful with that. Okay. There are some times though when that may be okay if there are not too many people and you're just using as a point to correct everybody, or you're like, for example, sometimes I'll just tell my 2 boys, I'll be like, listen, you need to support him. You need to support him. Like both of you will get in trouble if that thing doesn't get fixed again. I might do that sometimes because I want them. I'll use that strategically sometimes to build the teamwork in them that they need to support each other. But if it's something extreme like stealing or stuff like that, it's a conversation that you probably should have with a lot of patience, because there's a reason beyond they just want to be bad or because they're not your blood. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's retarded. Excuse me. Excuse my French. That's just bad. That's ignorance. Oh Lord. Let me keep playing it.
When we went with her to our friends, because she gave most of our friends are boys, she normally give them, she can just look and say, if you finish this thing, I'll give you 5,000. So we went there was one side at Liasu side. We went to
You're
this
right,
place.
she's not talking.
They are very rich people. When we got there, they said that Ajoke kept money with them. So she steals money
Your namesake.
in the house here. She just distributes it and keep it. So even though you search her bag, you will not get it.
Now, Bolaji $300 is missing. And Bolaji...
This is funny. Shifting the blame on DNA. That one is funny. That's funny. Sorry about the beefs. Let me mute. I'll play while we're fixing that.
He said to me personally that Ajoke took her money. Now, immediately I say, wow. Just when was that? This week? Huh?
This week, sir.
You see, let me tell you a story. She came to me he came to the church with her husband. I saw a young man, young boy, follow them. When they were sitting down, I said, Allah.
They said they are recording this as a proof that such a wise man, he recorded everything because of days like this. He recorded everything. You're now using it to throw his legacy under the bus. That's what I want you to pay attention to. You're now using to throw his whole legacy under the bus because this video proves everything. Maybe it remains small, but this video gravitates more in the direction of everything that was alleged in the BBC documentary. I understand if you can't see it, but ask somebody, please. Ask somebody. If you can't see, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. Okay? It's going to hide in a blind spot. It will come back and bite you in the butt. I know some of you will see this video. I know. Okay? Listen, I don't know if he did all those things, but this video has helped move more in the direction of proving that some of those allegations were actually true, like isolating people, making them report on each other, public humiliation as a form of correction, right? Literally denouncing the child he adopted and then readopted her and then continue and then demonstrating what it looked like all her life. She's probably seen this all her life, always felt like a second-class citizen in that family. Oh, but she has his name. She shouldn't feel that way. You're missing it. It's not about what she shouldn't feel. It's what she's precisely going to feel. Feelings, not the facts. Not the facts on paper, black and white. Feeling like she's a second-class citizen and she does not belong anywhere. Because after all, the parents are, with action, disowning her. They've been disowning her for a long time. What is a parent? Not biological parents. Get that in your brain. Hit it. What is a parent? What is a daughter? What is a son? You can't just say son and daughter only when it's convenient and it fits your narrative of, oh, that's my spiritual daughter. You have spiritual daughters, don't you have that? And spiritual sons? Oh, you want to use it when it fits a narrative that makes you feel secure spiritually. But you forget that in the real world, there are daughters and sons all around the world like that they are not necessarily connected biologically. Especially if they sign paper with the police that I'm going to take care of this baby. No, he can't blame that on the police. They didn't push it on him. They could have taken the baby to the orphanage.
How are you your son to see that?
The Steve Jobs example that I gave, I actually think that he was actually raised as a foster child. Meaning, possibly nobody ever adopted him. The same Steve Jobs, Apple computers, iPhone, everything.
Said, no, they should go and stay in the vehicle. And I said, oh, is that your son? He said, He said, man of God. He said, this child, they adopted him.
They keep talking about the adopting when it's done properly. Usually, you have to force them to say. They will say it just to make things official, let the baby know that you're adopted, by the way, right? But they usually, hold on 1 second. It's not something they bring up every opportunity they get when you're enlightened. Why? Because that doesn't feel good, you know. She was actually raised, according to another report, she was actually raised with the other kids up to a certain point. I think when she started misbehaving at some point, they eventually pushed her to be one of the disciples. They said that in the BBC thing too, I think.
And they thought it can be his name is Kunle. He said, could you believe when they started saying that Kunle steal money here? Kunle steal, for God, look, it's an adopted one, please change it.
It's an adopted one, Every opportunity he gets, he repeats this adopting thing. I know it's a meeting, and that's what they're talking about. But what do you think happened in real life?
I had any story about Ajoke, just a similar story. I was shocked. I said, hey. He said, change the name. That is how we change the name and remove our name.
The name of this channel is Watch TB Joshua. Name. Watched TB Joshua with the past tense. Watch, like watching a show.
So then she was.
As a matter of fact, let me give them the credit they're due.
Relate my story. I said, oh, I have one little girl is in the British school now. Yeah? Where? They say, it's one of the richest in Nigeria. He said, you say what? British school? To do what? To work? No, to study. These people, you send her to British school.
Another point, that if you're going to adopt a child and you know you're going to need all kind of accolades and gratification, how do you say that? Somebody appreciating you every stop along the way. If you know that you're obsessed with that, you want them to thank you every day, please don't adopt the child. Other people will do it. Some other people will actually do it. Okay? All right, so don't do it, because you'll end up hurting that child more so than anything. No, they can't appreciate if all they feel is that, like, they're not valid. If that's all they feel, they're not going to appreciate it. Okay? So it'll be hard for them to give what they don't have. Well, they're an ingrate. Well, welcome to the real world. That's how it works. It's mental. It's not something that you can write on paper with your sentiments. And then, no, it doesn't work like that. It's mostly mental. Like everything else, okay?
Go and study. Oh, I wish you good luck. You're a man of God. Well, I know you're very strong. You tell us story tomorrow. Now, if I pick a corner, I say, that lady you talk about is stole money and this and that. I say, I will tell you. Huh? What he started doing now is the worst thing. Stealing is a small thing. Stealing. If you steal and you are not caught, you cost free, have you? But the one he now enter now, he has hooked that boy. The boy say he cannot come to Nigeria. The boy say he told her mom. The mom say, which at your age, an adopted child?
So he can't. The boy cannot be with an adopted child. The mom said that. Okay. Let's just assume that's true. No wonder her son ended up at TB Joshua's camp. No wonder. And you, an adopted child? Hey, adopted child don't collect today.
Imagine going to that level is the worst thing. So now, in case you just find that Ajoke is back to where he come from, that's why I have to introduce him to you.
She's not going to go back there. The reality is that she will, even if you release her into the gate, she will just end up being homeless. She's talked about it on the BBC. She ended up being released into the street. She ended up being homeless, and then she was sleeping on the street. Go figure. Because she's no longer a child. What makes you think she will go back to the orphanage? She never knew the orphanage house. She was a baby when she was dropped off, and you adopted her and gave her your name. And she became your daughter from that day. Wow.
That's already the document.
I'm glad she's doing better. I'm glad she's doing better. She was homeless and she was walking around the street. It makes sense that she will be released into the street and she will not have an idea where to go. Since she's been disowned by this man, and she probably doesn't she doesn't feel a sense of connection to the actual family.
This with me, so that you will not begin to say, what happened? Where is Ajoke? No, this is the document with me.
Is this one of the things that sound woke to you? Well, welcome to the real world. You can call it woke if you want, but welcome to the real world. In this real world, all of you want to jackpot, right? You want to jackpot. When you jackpot, those places where you jackpot to, this is how it works. When you adopt a child, that child is yours. Okay? There's a reason why the societies that work the way they work. It's because they've thought about these things deep enough. They say, okay, some things are sentiment, some things are like, okay, we're going to make it work for all of us. And then you still have your individuality. But hey, you also have the right to the consequences of the wrong mindset or backwards mindset. Nigeria is suffering today because we have a lot of politicians, leaders, clergymen who have backward mindsets. These are the most influential people in Nigeria. This is what they're teaching people. That's what they're teaching people.
You have a lovely, so much heart. You can go to, orphanage home. You find him there, find her there. Whatever gift you give it to all of them, not only her.
So this was probably the point where he was released to the street. Maybe, I don't know. That's Ajoke with her head down. Remember, this was all she knew too. Oh, she went to school, she became a bad girl, she stole money. Okay. That's bad behavior. Sure, absolutely. What are you going to do about that as a parent? That's the question. You as a parent, what are you going to do about that? Is the question that we're asking today. You're not wrong that that's bad behavior for stealing. So are you saying that it is not bad that she stole money? I never said that. I never said that. So are you saying it's not bad that she cheated, that she was trying to talk to boys at 16? I never said that either, even though I think that's normal teenage behavior. At some point, they will have crush, even sometimes on their teacher. Welcome to the real world. You never heard that before? It's the first time. You're so secluded from the real world. It's the first time you're hearing that teenage girls might have crushes on other boys. The question is that when these bad behaviors inevitably present themselves, as teenagers will act like teenagers sometimes, especially if they feel like they don't belong for a long time. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to carbon copy paste methods that have never worked? Because clearly this method did not work. This girl at this point looked like she was probably, 20, 21, 19, I don't know. Maybe 16, 17. If you're doing this at this age, it's only a matter that she went up in the streets anyway. She went up in the streets.
Joseph, what do you want to say? Because I should know you.
Joshua is going to throw her in the bus, under the bus more.
Surprised because
Joseph.
Many people here, they only saw Ajoke when she's already a big girl. For those of us who have been long here and saw her as a baby, and the love that he showed to this lady.
Baba, is that the same reason why you have the same afro as TB Joshua? You've been there for so long, you want to be like him, huh? Even the guy on the corner here is growing his own afro too. I'm just kidding. But they tend to do that. Have you seen some of the people that follow Chris Oyakilome? They tend to do that, palmy, like that. Ha! Jesus Christ. May God not allow us to be a slave to our own mindset, though. Hey, there's nothing wrong with looking up to people and want to be like them, I guess, to some extent, I guess. But you gotta be careful when it's religion, man. You gotta be careful, man. Because you'll be disconnected from the real world. But you'll be subject. Let me leave it alone.
Man will show such love to his biological child. So much.
He just repeated the same point all over again. So his biological child, just rub it in her face. She's not biological. No, that's not even enough. Wait until the man has passed on. Let the whole 1 million members of Squan rub it even more on her face that she's not biological. What are we doing? Which Christ are you following? Oh God, that's Ajoke rather. That's her face.
And daddy has been trying a lot of scandal, a lot of bad reports from the school. Daddy will withdraw her from the school. Before a month or two, daddy will send her back. They will send her home again. Daddy will send her back.
This ninja right here just called him daddy. He just called him daddy. It's okay for him to call him daddy, but it's not okay for Ajoke to call the person that raised her daddy. Ejeka ma yara wan brain. Ejeka rama faigbo. Just think about it for a second. This has nothing to do with your faith and your religion. This is human mindset. This is terrible mindset to have. Anybody off the streets will know this, that this is just wrong. All of this whole video is wrong. It's terrible.
I don't know. I'm
Do you
surprised.
know I pay huge money on $50,000, and at the time I withdraw her, I first withdraw her. They say they cannot return the money. I say, I overlook.
Not she, talking about 1-2
They
hours
say I
later.
should pay another money, $40,000 wasted. They say I should pay another money. I pay $30,000. Now I withdraw her again. I say, when you look at your background, you know what has happened to you.
I just saw a jump cut.
When you
Did you see that jump cut?
Now I withdraw her again. I say, when you
See, suddenly he's standing by the pulpit. Let me play for you. There's a jump cut. So they edited this video to fit a certain type of narrative. You see where he's standing right now? Okay, I'm gonna play it again.
Now I withdraw her again. I say,
Suddenly he's gonna start
when you
standing,
look at
standing
your
by the
background,
pulpit.
you know what has happened to you. But I have a very rough background.
The least they could do is make sure there's no jump cut in this video. What did you say in between that jump cut?
Family, but I change because I want to.
This is not just TB Joshua. Let's stop the cap already. Let me be clear here for a second. Hold on 1 second.
Stop the cap.
This is not just TB Joshua and the church. This is Nigerians across the board. This is a mindset across the board. These are the mindset that encouraged and enabled a TB Joshua from becoming as powerful as he became. That's how he became the most influential people, because something resonated with Nigerians and they loved it. Okay? There's something about them that loves the oppression from their oppressors. You like me to call a spade, right? I've been asked a few times to call a spade. Shall we call a spade? As a group of people, we are addicted to oppression from our oppressors. That's why this man will line up a bunch of Oyinbo in front of the church so that it can look a certain way. Because they know that una go eat them up like Indomie. That man has a bunch of Oyinbo people coming.
To make it in life. Okay, it's all right. You may be seated. Thank you. Sit down. Sit down.
You're finished with the shame tactics.
Well, okay. What's it again?
So I wanted to give him a lot of passes because I understand people's faith are kind of attached to this, and I want to be sensitive about that. To a large extent, I wanted to do that, but this video did not help. This video did not help at all, you know. Thank you, Jesus. Doesn't the last name say Joshua? TB Joshua last name? People no get sense. So no way. She is watching from before. Jesus Christ. Nigerian Soga. Anna, what's going on? Anna Bello. We have a long way to go. I'm catching up double speed. What a mental beatdown. They were literally roast the nonsense out of her. They did. They roasted her. They're like, what do you mean roast? She was not roasted. Where's the fire? Nigerians, get it together. Okay, you need to catch up. Okay, I'm sorry, you need to catch up. By the way, there are people that know what roast is, and they were like, we know what roast is. We're not talking about no. It's deeper than English language. The issue we're talking about is a mindset issue. Okay, it's deeper than English language. So I have a question for you. I want to leave you with this. The proof, they gave us proof. Is Ajoke TB Joshua's daughter? If you think Ajoke is TB Joshua's daughter, put a 1 in the chat right now. If you think Ajoke is not TB Joshua's, put it in the chat or in the comment area. If you think Ajoke is not TB Joshua's daughter, put a 2 in the chat or in the comment area. But I'm going to round up right there today because, we're going to continue. I see people saying 1 already. I don't know. I'll let you all decide that. I'm going to leave you for the rest of it. If you think Ajoke is TB Joshua's daughter, put a 1 in the chat. If you think Ajoke is not TB Joshua's daughter, put a 2 in the chat. Based off of this video that they presented to us to watch. We just analyzed it. If you think she's not, put a 2 in the chat in the comment area. I'm guessing I might see 2 later on when it's on replay, but I would like to see it. I just want to see something, Do me a favor, on your way out, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified when we go live. Don't forget to download the books. They are free at manofprestige.com. The books are free at manofprestige.com. I don't have the one with the image. manofprestige.com. This books, go to manofprestige.com right now. Go download them. It's free. Go download them. And hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.